Hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtad live once again, and thank you so very much for everyone who is already here. Today we are going into a very interesting topic, and this topic might not be very good for some people. I will try to keep it PG-13 rated. Hello, Debit. Welcome, brother Jai Masiki. iPhone 3G. What do Muslim know? Jai, John, Isaac, everyone. Welcome, Carolina. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, guys. Today we are going to talk about halal marriages. Yes, it's marriages. It's not marriage. It's marriages. Yeah, the title says marriage, but once again, what can we do? It's uh, it's what it's how Islam is. It talks about marriages. So let's go to certain verses about marriages first, and then we can go into certain details. Let me show you. Guys, today will be very interesting, and I would definitely request every one of you to stay till the end, because today I found out something that I did not know for all my life, and I was disturbed. And I was disturbed. And when I validated it and verified it, I was more disturbed. I'm not a Muslim anymore, yet I was disturbed. So you gotta stay here. But like I have to build up certain things to go there. So I'm right now I'm building up a lot of these things, so I'm gonna run towards through these things to the end. So stay here. Do not go away. So once again, we start with Quran chapter number 4, verse number 3. And if you fear that you will not deal fairly with the orphans, marry of the woman who seems good to you, two or three or four. So imagine Quran starts with two marriages. Quran starts with two marriages or three or four. And if you fear that you cannot do justice, then only one. So only if you fear that you cannot do justice. Yet again, Quran does not say. Quran then goes into a different topic. Or if you can't even marry one, then you should go and enjoy the right hand possessed. Aw ma malakaital imanukum. And then there is no limit on the right hand possessed women's. So right hand possessed women's, you can just have as many as you want to. There is no limit on that. Like literally, uh, because if we go into certain tafasirs and all, you will realize what they are saying, that there cannot be any limit on that. But yeah, so to begin with, yeah, they are unlimited. Yes, RD. No limit, depends on the situation. Yes, concubines, debit, perfect. And give unto the woman free gift of their marriage portion. But if they their own leave it, then fair enough, enjoy. So you have to give the marriage gift to the woman that you marry. But if they do not accept it, or they say, okay, I don't want it, then fair enough. So basically, the marriage gift is also not required. This is the basic thing. You can read into the tafsir of this verse, and you can actually do quranx.com/tafsirs/4.3, and you will go into tafsirs and you will see all of them saying the same thing that I just told you. Hence, I'm not going to waste my time on this one. Any four women, up to four women, and there is no restriction on the malakatal imanukum. Okay, so that's all about it. Perfect. I'm not going that because this is unrefutable. Like nobody can refute it. Okay, so it is now what it is saying that chapter number 4, verse number 127, which we will go later, refers to the guardian who does not desire to marry an orphan girl under his supervision because she is neither wealthy nor beautiful. So, orphan girl under your supervision. What does that mean? That she is your stepdaughter. She is your adopted daughter. She is your adopted daughter. Okay, so you can actually marry your adopted daughter. Okay, how can you marry your adopted daughter? Because Islam removed adoption. Islam removed adoption. Hence, you can actually marry your own adopted daughter. I don't know whether I should laugh or cry on that subject, but it's a subject. Let's look into a fatwa. This fatwa will going to clear a lot of things. Is it permissible for him to adopt a girl whom his wife had adopted when she was alive? This fatwa is Sunni fatwa, and in Iran in 2017 or maybe 18, they gave the fatwa that you can marry your adopted daughters. Muslim Ummah was so very angry on that, but then they provided Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 23, which I'm going to show you later, and everything was fine. Once again, I'm not at the peak of my rebuttal. Peak. It's just like this is nothing. Imagine that. This is nothing. Okay. Praise be to Allah. We have previously explained that the word adoption, as customary used by the people, may mean two things: undertaking to raise a child and care for him, while attributing to the adopted child to adoptive family and regarding him as one, or undertaking to raise a child and care for him without changing his name, i.e., still attributing to his original lineage. The former is permissible. So, number two is permissible, number one is not even permissible. Now, if we go further down, now it is going to talk about it. But if it was the second type, there is nothing wrong with it. Rather, it comes under the heading of favor, kinder, etc. If the adoption girls are also orphan, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, I and one of who sponsor orphan will be like one in paradise. And he gestured with the two index fingers. Okay. So carry on with what you are doing, taking care of the girl, sponsoring her, doing whatever, okay, own daughter. Once she reach puberty or she is close to it and becomes a woman who is regarded as desirable, all of that is not permissible. There is nothing wrong with you marrying her if this is appropriate, or with one of your son marrying her. So, hello Tamara, Sultan John, and Mikhan. So, woman, if you do not want polygamy still in heaven of Allah, you must accept right one. So now here is the thing. You have brought up a child girl, okay? She is now young. You like her, you are attracted to her, you are actually taking care of her all your life as an orphan girl, as your adopted girl, child. Now she's adult enough, and what can you do? You can marry her. You can literally marry her. This is islamqa.info. Let me give you another website. No doubt in it. This is hawarmi.com, another website. You can have this one. Okay. Question. I'm just deeply disturbed by the fact that in Islam, a man can marry his adopted daughter, as stated in sorry, I was zooming in, Surah Nisa, which is the chapter number 4. While I understand that they aren't biological related, what if they adopt when they were babies? Similar questions by other readers. Now look what's going to happen. Imagine a rich man, etc., etc. Forget that part. I think your problem is with the idea of a man who adopts a very young girl, say an infant, sees her every day, maybe even change her diapers occasionally, only to go on to marry her years later. When she is still young and incapable of judging things for herself. I have never heard of such a thing happening in Muslim society. I have known, but yes, technically it could happen, and that is where the culture comes in. So basically, Islam does not forbid it. It's halal. This guy who's writing this article, he's saying, I have not seen it. Fair enough, you have not seen it. But is it allowed? Yes, he didn't deny it. He said technically it could happen. He didn't use the word Islamically, but like technically it could happen. And then he's blaming the culture. So while a man could technically marry an infant girl, he brings up it would be extremely culturally inappropriate in most cultures. So basically, what this guy is answering, trying to refute this, he's actually saying that Islamic laws are far less than the cultural laws. So basically, the moralities of the culture are far better than the moralities of Islamic Sharia. Do you see what's happening here? Now, now he's saying Muslims do not live in social vacuum, etc. But that doesn't matter. What matters is, does Islam allows it? And he says yes. And he says yes. You know. So that's what it is, man. Let me go now because he talked about age of puberty. So I'm going to first show you what Muhammad Hijab says about the age of puberty. Then I will go into certain other age of puberty things from Quran. Now check this out, because Muslim Ummah needs to hear that. Muhammad Hijab, tell us, does Quran describes the age of puberty? By the way, you guys need to listen to the guy over here. Watch the guy over here. If you can see my screen, my mouse, watch the face of this guy when Muhammad Hijab will describe it.
If you look just at the Quran, you will get the indication that you can have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. If you just read the Quran, it is halal. It would be halal to have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. And the ones who had never been pubescent before. And by the way, this is very important, yeah? I want all Muslims to be aware of this. The reason why we don't have sexual intercourse with 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds or whatever is not because of puberty. That verse in the Quran actually says lam yahid.
Lam yahid. Remember that.
They never had puberty before. You can't go around that. That
You can't go around that. It is very clear.
doesn't say anywhere in the Quran that the woman has to be pubescent.
There's nowhere in the Quran that woman has to be present.
Why? Because you can have a 16-year-old. It's possible. You can have a 16-year-old prepubescent. It's
Okay, now that makes me laugh. Okay, Nini Hijab, one more time, please. Explain it.
possible. And this is going to sound quite scary for you right now, yeah? The reason why it's haram to have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old is not found in the Quran whatsoever. It's found in the Sunnah, and in fact, if you look just at the Quran, you will get the indication that you can have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old.
No,
And I'll tell you why. And I'll
no.
give it.
I love the reaction of this guy. This poor guy get to know this for the very first time, and he was a Muslim. He did not know about it. He didn't know about it. For him, it was the first time. He's like, what just happened? What just happened? And there we go. This is Quran chapter number 65, verse number 4. Hey, what do Muslim knows? I've sent you the invite. You can jump in whenever you want to. Chapter number 65, verse number 4. It says, and for such of your women as despair of menstruation, if ye doubt, their period of waiting shall be 3 months, along with those who have not have it. Lam
يحضن
yahizna. I hope you can see the sound.
لم يحضن
Can you guys hear the sound?
لم يحضن
Who has never had menses, right? So Mimi Hijab has finally agreed to the fact that that there is nothing in the Quran which can denounce this. You cannot go around it. And for those with child, their waiting period. Okay, so let's just look at some tafasir. Like let's just look at some tafasir before. Oh, why is this verse coming up? I'm sorry. My bad. Sometimes things goes a little differently, which is wrong, but sorry. Okay, this is the tafsir al-Jalalain. I hope it is clear on my screen. Read the underlined part. Who have not yet menstruated because of their young age. So this verse is talking about you divorcing a, a child who has not yet reached the age of puberty. So you married her and then you divorced her, and her time period to remarry to another person is 3 months. Okay, so you married a child, then you divorce this child. I'm not saying that. Some Muslim has to come up and explain that to me. This is Jalalain who's saying that, and Quran which is saying that. I hope a Muslim could come up and explain this to me, because this is beyond my comprehension. Like I, I, I can't comprehend this situation. Let's look at Tafsir Ibn Abbas. Same verse, another tafsir. Read the yellow highlighted part. Do not have menstruation because they are too young. Read the underlined part. Because of the young age, their waiting period is 3 months. Okay. So this is Quran chapter number 65, verse number 4, and altafsir.com. This is second tafsir. Let us go to the third tafsir, Asbabul Nuzul. I'm reading through the underlined part. Messenger of Allah, some women of Medina are saying there are other women who have not been menstruated. He asked him, and who are they? He said, those who are too young, such that they have not started menstruation yet, and those who are too old. So this verse is talking about children. Children. Muslims. Come on. Who can explain that to me? Okay, the only rebuttal that I ever had on this was from an ignorant Muslim. And they said, you can marry her, but you cannot have the ding dong with her. Okay, you can marry her, but you cannot have a ding dong with her. That is the only rebuttal I ever had on this. So for that, this is Quran chapter number 33, verse number 49. O you who believe, if you were believing women and divorce them before you have touched them, that means you have had ding dong with them, then there is no period that you shall reckon. So basically, the idda or the waiting period only applies if the male and the female had the ding dong time. If they do not have the ding dong time, then the idda or the waiting period is not even required. So when we talk about chapter number 65, verse number 4, and it is talking about what? It is talking about the idda, the waiting period. The waiting period is only when you okay, the context. I don't know if all of you actually know the context. So the context is, if a Muslim man divorces a Muslima, okay, the Muslima has to wait for 3 months before she can remarry. That waiting period is called idda. That waiting period is called idda. The reason for that is to know whether she is pregnant or not. Now that's another problem, that Muhammad didn't know that you can actually find out within a month whether the woman is pregnant or not. Because as soon as you will have the next set of menstruation, she is not pregnant. But Muhammad didn't know that, right? So the waiting period is 3 months for all of them. And if they are with the hamal, right? So if they are with the hamal, then you have to wait till she delivers the child. So that's the idda. So now this idda, according to Quran chapter number 33, verse number 49, is not even required if you haven't had the ding dong. Hence, here when we are talking about the young ones, they already had masturbation. They already had what? They already had ding dong. So they already had the consummation of marriage. So now we have covered that you can marry two, three, four girls, not a problem. Okay. We have also covered that you can marry prepubescent. We have also covered that you can marry an orphan. Okay, perfect. We have also covered that you can marry your stepdaughter, who is your stepdaughter by adoption. So we have also covered that. Which of your Allah's favors you will deny? Exactly. Now let me show you Quran chapter number 4, verse number 23. Things are going to go into a little bit more, just a little bit more weirder. Just a little bit more weirder. Forbidden unto you are your mothers. That's fair enough. That's good. Thank God. Muhammad said forbidden. This is forbidden for marriage, guys. This is forbidden for marriage. No idda for men. Yes, Carolina. No idda for men. There is, like, obviously men do not get pregnant, dear sister. So the idda is for the woman, so that we would know whether she is pregnant with the first husband's child or the second husband's child. That's the major reason for idda. But that's why I was saying that this reason gets opened within 30 days or even less, depending. So Muhammad didn't know that. So we have a 3 month idda. So yeah. So okay. So now this verse, chapter number 4, verse number 23. Let me have some water. I'm going deep now, guys. Very deep. Oof. Forbidden unto you your mothers, your daughters, your sisters, your father's sister, your mother's sister, your brother's daughter, your sister's daughter, and your forester mother, and your forester sister, and your mother in law, and your stepdaughter, who are under your protection of your woman unto whom you have gone in. But if you have not gone unto them, then it is not a sin for you to marry their daughters. 18 plus contents. Yes. PG 13. I'll keep it PG 13. So, as a person, as a male guy, you should not marry your mother. You should not marry your daughter, your sister, or your sister's daughter, etc. etc. But what if you have married a woman who already have a child girl, and now you married the woman, but now you lusted on the daughter of that woman? What should you do? What should you do now? Yeah, it is no, reality is important, Adam. No, Laida, I don't know what you mean. Uh, so so basically, what happens if the woman turn out to be pregnant? Then the man has to wait until she delivers the child. So this divorce is not fulfilled until the woman has delivered the child. So that's that's the mutually accepted thing. So divorce is hanging in the middle now. It is there, but it does not fulfills until the woman has given the birth. Some actually says that once the woman has given birth to the child, then you have to re-divorce her. Some scholar says that it hangs in the middle, depending on which school of thought you speak to, but that's the mutually accepted thing, that she has to deliver the child first before the divorce happens. Standard narrative. Okay. Can with my wife marriage with my wife, I don't know about that. Okay, so now come to this point. This point is very important. If you have if you have married a woman who already have a daughter with her, once you married that woman and you saw that daughter and now you are lusting for that daughter, what should you do? You should divorce the mother and marry the daughter. Let's go to tafsirs, quran.com/tafsirs slash 4.23. Okay, what's quranx.com slash tafsir slash 4.23. Come on, yes. Okay, so it says, whether you consummated the marriage with the daughter, in both cases you're forbidden to marry them, etc., etc., and your stepdaughters who are under your protection, who are brought up in your house, born of your woman unto whom you have gone in. So that is with whom you are married and consummated the marriage. But if you have not gone unto them, means if you have not consummated the marriage, if you have not consummated the marriage with their mothers, then it is no sin for you to marry their daughter after you divorce their mothers. So women are what? Women are simply a piece that you buy as marriage, and then you give away that piece. So you marry now your Your daughter, your stepdaughter. You divorce your mother, you divorce the mother and marry her daughter. Full stop. There's no sin upon you. And the wives of your son or your son who are born into wedlock, and it is forbidden to you that you shall have two sisters together. So Allah is so gracious and so merciful. Hey radical, why are you coming up with halala marriage or muta marriage? Come on, halala, halala marriage. That's a different topic in itself. I'm not going to go there today. Otherwise, that's man. Okay, okay, we'll go there. Radical, just because of you. So, whether they are free or slave sister doesn't matter. Before Islam, whatever. So basically, what just happened here is this is one of the tafsir. The second tafsir. So the Jalalain tafsir. No matter which tafsir you pick up, Quran is very clear on this subject. But if you have not done that, then it is not your fault to leave them to marry their daughters. So if you did not have the ding dong with the mother, you can leave the mother and marry the daughter. Like it's like, what is marriage in Islam? Is there any relationship when it comes to marriage in Islam? Like seriously, if you look at this verse, do you find any I don't know, I'm lost. I'm lost in words right now. Do you understand why I'm lost in words? Because like marriage is like a child's play for Quran. Like if you look at Quran, marriage is like a child's play. A girl having a doll and she's marrying. The kids in their young age they have dolls for playing, right? And they marry the dolls with each other. And this is not even muta. This is normal marriage. So you marry the mother, but you like the daughter. You haven't gone into the mother. Divorce her, marry the daughter, and have fun with the daughter. Okay, I have still not gone into the problem yet. I have still not gone into the problem yet. Now this is Ibn Kathir saying, you have gone in, but there is no sin on you gone into them. As for the mothers of the wife, she became prohibited to marry for her son-in-law. Marriage is concluded by the son as the wife daughter. She becomes prohibited for the stepfather. He has sexual relationship with the mother. After the marriage contract is rectified, if a man divorces the mother before having sexual relationship with her, he is allowed to marry the daughter. So that is what Allah said. Okay. So basically, there is no sin upon you to marry the stepdaughter if you will divorce the mother. Otherwise, the stepdaughter is prohibited in marriage. That's point number one. Now, let's go to point number two. This is important. So another problematic thing which I didn't want to discuss but is being discussed in the chat room, which is halala. This is another problem for Islamic faith. Quran chapter number 2 verse number 230. If we look into that, it says, let me read an easy one. And if he has divorced her, then she is not lawful to him afterwards until she marries a husband other than him. And if he divorces her, there is no blame upon them, the woman and the former husband, for returning to each other if they think that can keep the limits of Allah. These are the limits of Allah which He makes clear to them. So halala is simply a terminology which is used to define that when you have divorced your woman, she has to go marry with another guy. That guy actually has to consume the marriage, i.e., perform the ding dong act. Then he has to divorce her. Then she will come back to the first husband and marry him. Do you guys understand the problem here? So halala in itself. So man divorced the woman. Yet halala in itself is a problem for the woman. Now the woman has to do almost fornication to come back to the first husband, right? So, by the way, let me just tell you something. Any of you search on Facebook in the groups halala services. There is halala services official Facebook group where these men from around the globe are saying, I live on this city, in this state, in Pakistan, in UK, in Iran, in Iraq, in Saudi Arabia, in XYZ, and there is a specific halala services in Pakistan Facebook group as well, where these men will charge the woman some X amount of money to perform the halala marriage, where the woman will marry this guy will perform the ding dong act, and next day this guy will divorce the woman. What is this other than mere, yeah, thank you XYZ, thank you, but it's legal. It's legal. And you know what, there are a lot of people, women in Pakistan, who gets into a problem where the guy doesn't let her go. So this halala, the divorce has to come through the guy. You know that women cannot get divorced. Women can ask for divorce in Islam, cannot get divorce. So it's on the discretion of the guy. Sometimes the guy says, not today, I'm going to divorce you tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, or after 5 days. She's stuck with this guy for 5 6 days. You can't do jack. It's legal marriage. Yes, a lot of Muslims says that this is wrong, this is not how it should be, you have to legally marry. It's like, but like, that's a legal marriage in itself. That's a legal marriage in itself. And by the way, if we look at Deuteronomy chapter number 24, verse number 1 to 4, it fully denounces this particular shameful act. It actually denounces this very shameful act. But that's Deuteronomy. Hello, brother. What do Muslim knows? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good myself. We are talking about
The justifier,
the halala, or what do you call it in Arabic?
al-muhallil,
That's the,
al-muhallil, or the justifier in English, the one that justifies the remarriage.
yes, but mahallal is the person. The terminology. What is that marriage called? We call it halala. What do you call it? Mahallal is the guy who's doing this act, this marriage. But what is this terminology is called?
زواج المحلل.
Okay, got it. So fair enough. So we have two terminologies. This particular marriage is called halala marriage, and the person is called muhallal in our
Halal,
in our country.
halal. Where is the word halala?
Halala is like in our culture. This marriage is called halala marriage.
Well,
But like,
halal
hmm,
means halal,
hmm,
allowed.
yes.
I never heard of the word halala.
So the one who makes it halal. So that's like a terminology that is running in the culture.
Muhallil is the adjective.
Yeah, muhallil is the person, right?
Adjective. It refers to a person. Yes, the person who allows the divorced woman to remarry her ex-husband.
Got it. Got it.
Muhallil
Man.
al-zawaj, the one who justifies the remarriage. By the way,
You're,
there is a movie. There's an Egyptian movie on that.
uh-huh. Nice. But like I was telling them that in our culture, sometimes these women gets into a problem where the guy doesn't even leave them. And then she is stuck with that because the divorce can only be taken from will only be given by the husband. So sometimes they get there for more than one night, and things gets into a very big problem.
Yeah, but the thing is that if he's having fun, if you're having fun, why would you want to leave her?
True that. So that's what happens there.
So what
Oh my
happens
goodness.
is that when there is another woman lined up, he ends up divorcing one and getting in the other one, or he can have them four at the same time.
True that. True that. But like, I usually do not bring the contrast, but the contrast over here is so evident that I want to bring it. In the Deuteronomy, it says that if a man marries a woman who becomes displeasing to him because he finds something indecent about her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce, give it to her and sends her from her house. And if after she leaves his house and becomes the wife of another man, and her second husband dislikes her and writes her a certificate of divorce, gives it to her and sends her from his house, or if he dies, she is illegal for her first husband.
Okay, but the question is, this is it taken from the Old Testament or is it taken from the New Testament?
It is taken from the Old Testament,
The Old
Deuteronomy.
Testament, that does not apply on us as Christians, because in
Fair enough.
Christianity there is no divorce unless for adultery.
You are absolutely right.
And
We are absolutely right.
if you divorce for adultery, the woman who ends up getting divorced, I mean, whoever marries her, he's also adulterer.
You are absolutely right. But like I was just giving the contrast, like how opposite it is written, even if we look at the Old Testament. And you are absolutely right. Other than adultery, you cannot divorce your woman, and that's absolutely right. That's in John, and we all know that. And I think one other location, but like to be very precise, this is like the exact opposite, even from from the Old Testament itself. And the New Testament, Jesus fully forbade it. Jesus is like, I will tell you, you should not, because the whole story goes on. They ask them, and he replies, you can't even, you shouldn't divorce her. This is man, I don't know how Muhammad went
It's one
so
of the
far off.
big sins, because when Christianity, as us, once you get married, you and her become one. So
Mhm.
when you divorce, it's like you cut part of yourself. You destroyed the perfectness that you have in yourself.
Exactly, exactly. So my friend, now I'm going into a very, very disturbing topic, which was disturbing for me, which thank you for showing up. You showed that to me today. Hey guys, now I'm coming into the main topic today. Very disturbing topic. I did not know that for 40 years of my life. Watch, learn, and understand. And thank you for Mr. What Do Muslim Knows. He told me this.
Well, Habibi,
And
thanks to him. Don't thank me for nothing. Nothing comes from me.
you, but like you pointed it out, so thank you. But it is so disturbing. Read that. Quran chapter number 25, verse number 54. It says, and he it is who created man from water and appointed for him kinder by blood and kinder by marriage. So, yes, animal, very disturbing. So, before going into the tafsir of this verse, I'm going to give you a nicer article to make this look a little better. So, what do Muslim knows? You know what I'm doing right now? I am actually trying to make them accept and trying to make them understand what is coming. Guys, this is what I'm going to show right now is a step in the ladder for what's coming. So watch and keep watching. It is a step towards where I'm going. Question. I am 30 years old man. The shayateen tempted me. The devils tempted me and I committed zina with a woman. Then Allah blessed me and had mercy on me, and I repented sincerely to Allah. May Allah accept it from me. Until now, I have not gotten married. I have decided to get married, and my mother has suggested a girl. But this girl is the daughter of the woman whom I committed zina before, means whom I committed adultery with before, whom I committed ding dong with before. Please note that the zina occurred 2 years ago and her daughter is now 20 years old. Hence, I hope you can advise me whether this marriage is haram or not. So this guy was in relationship with a girl whose daughter is now questioned to be married with him, and he's asking whether he can marry the daughter of the girl of the woman who he had committed adultery with. And if we look at the chapter number 4 verse number 23, which I have shown you before, if I have shown you before, let me go there, 423, and I will come back here. It says, but if you have not gone into them, then it is not a sin for you to marry the daughter of the wife. But here the problem is, we are not talking about legal wife, we are talking about adultery. So you have gone into the mother as an adultery, not in a legal relation. That is why, what is the fiqh saying? It is saying, our advice to you is not to marry this girl, not because marrying her is haram, but because through this marriage you will become closer to the mother. So it is not haram. You can marry the daughter of a girl that you have performed adultery to. What would you say, Mr. What do Muslim knows? Don't go further than this for now. I'm preparing them for what's coming, my friend. I'm preparing my audience for what's coming.
What do you mean? What do I say?
What do you think?
It is allowed because she has no relationship or ties to him.
Uh-huh.
In
Because
Islam, if she's not, I mean, if she's not coming from a legal way, he has no connection. She's not recognized as his daughter. He can't adopt her to be his daughter. She can't share his wealth. She can't share nothing. He can't have even responsibility on her. So literally and legally in Islam, she's not his daughter. So yes, he can marry her.
awesome. Now this is the verse, Quran chapter number 25, verse number 54. And we are going into Tafsir Al-Qurtubi. And our dear brother will read it in Arabic and will translate it. My friend, where would you like to start? You would like to start from Horomatolai, or there we go.
الله أمثل بالنسب والصهر على عباده ورفع قدرهما وعلق الأحكام في الحل والحرم عليهما فلا يلحق الباطل بهما ولا يساويهما حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم وين هذا والحرم على بما قلت أختلف الفقهاء نكاح الرجل ابنته من الزنا أو أخته أو بنت بنت ابنه من الزنا فحرم ذلك قوم منهم ابن القاسم وهو قول أبي حنيفة وأصحابه وأجاز ذلك آخرون منهم عبد المالك بن المجشون وهو قول الشافعي وقد مضى هذا في النساء مجودا قال
My friend,
القراء النسب لا يحل نكاحه.
my friend, you have to read line by line and translate. None of my audience understand Arabic. You have to read line by line and translate.
Oh,
so where would you
man.
like to start? Yes. So
Oh, man.
Qala ibn Arabi an-Nasab.
This is the kind of Arabic that I can put translation to it, or I can say is a general idea of it, is that one, according to the Hanafi
Mm-hmm.
tradition or sect, okay, they say that is not allowed. But according to the Shafi'i sect,
Mm-hmm.
that's allowed because
Exactly.
there is no bloodline to her. So
Exactly.
if your sister is from zina, in other words, if your father goes have sexual relationship with outside your marriage with another woman, that woman brings a female, and you have a son already, your son can have sex with her, or can sleep with her, or can get married to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the same thing if she was your sister.
Mm-hmm.
If your sister was from another woman that your father slept with,
Has gone
you
into
can marry her.
exactly. So bintu min zani. So this is, let's just try. Let's see if we can
Okay.
do Google
نكاح
translation.
الرجل ابنته من الزنا. Well, first of all, the word nikah does not mean marriage. But I'm going to go along with the translation of the Muslims that nikah means marriage.
Okay.
So the man can marry his daughter from adultery. نكاح الرجل ابنته من زنا, which means that his daughter coming from adultery, or his sister أو أخته أو بنت ابنه. So in other words, if your son committed adultery and he brought to this world a female, you can have sex with her as well.
So if your son has committed adultery and that woman has given a daughter, you
You,
can marry the daughter of your son whom has committed adultery while giving birth to that daughter.
in other words, you can have sex with your granddaughter. You can marry your granddaughter.
And I'm not saying that. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. I'm showing it. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Quran chapter number 25 verse number 54. Anyone can literally go ahead and read that and watch that. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. What do Muslim is not saying it. This is what's written, and this I'm translating it into English. Let's see how it comes out. How it comes out. So he made it a lineage from conjunction. Ibn Abbasi said lineage reference to mixing of water between male and female in the manner of Sharia. In the manner of Sharia. And if it was disobedient, it was an absolute creation, it was not established lineage. So if you are doing fornication, adultery, then it does not establish lineage. Then it does not establish lineage. Therefore, it did not come under the saying, your mother and daughters are forbidden to you. So because you have done fornication, you have done adultery, then it does not come under the lineage of the Quran verse chapter number 4 verse number 23 that I have shown you. His daughter, his daughter from adultery, because she is not a daughter to him, in the more correct of the two saying of our scholars, and the two most correct of the two saying in religion, and if it is not Sharia lineage, then it is not forbidden by Sharia. Then the adultery is not forbidden for the daughter for a mother of a daughter and a daughter of her husband. Raising their destiny, that destiny is wrong, and suspending the ruling on permission and inviolability on them, so the falsehood is not attached to the nor equal to them. I said the fuqaha differed about the man's marriage to his daughter from adultery. So there is a little differences, but the first is acceptable. Or his sister, or the daughter's daughter from fornication, or the daughter of the son from fornication. Some people include Ibn Qasim forbade that, and this is the saying of Abu Hanifa and his companion, and this was permitted by others as well, including Abdul Malik, Abdul Majha, which is the view of Shafi, and etc. etc. So now this is Google translation, right? So lineage whose marriage is not valid. So if you are doing, so now marriage, nikah, fornication, all are mixed up over here because of the word nikah, and tan yanho is over here. It's a little mixed over here in the translation. So that is why it's a little bit bad in it comes to translation over here from the Google translation.
But that
But
idea
this,
is clear.
yes, but the idea is absolutely clear. if your son has performed a zina means illegal ding dong. So in my YouTube live, ding dong means that relationship, and a girl is born, that girl is not your granddaughter. If you have performed zina and a girl is born, that girl is not your daughter, but rather she is, she, according to Sharia, she is not your daughter. Hence, you can marry your daughter from adultery. And I'm not saying that. This is what Qurtubi is saying it, and I'm not saying it. This is
Okay.
what Qurtubi is saying it.
Okay. Now there's bringing the chapter 4 where it says forbidden your mother and your sister and. Okay. Do you know that there's another verse in the Quran that contradicts that and allow you to have sex with your mother and your daughter?
My no, no, I do not.
Okay.
But like, wait here, please. We will go there, but wait here. Let this sink in first. Let this sink in, and I I know you are amazing on this. So I'm going to, guys. Let me do something else before my good friend takes me to another point. This is Google, Mr. Google. Egyptian mullah Mizan al-Sarsavi on marriage with the daughter. So you can Google this, okay? And I'm going to open the first one over here, okay? There are so many on that. This guy gave this as a fatwa in Egypt, and he was criticized left, right, and center. He had a YouTube video which he eventually took back, removed. This is Tribune, the Express Tribune, okay? This is the mullah of Egypt. A prominent Egyptian Salafi cleric has claimed that Islam permits men to marry their illegitimate daughters. Where did he get it from? He got it from Quran chapter number 25, verse number, what was the verse? Verse number 54, Tafsirul Qurtubi. He is only responding to that. Mizan al-Sarawi says, as illegitimate daughters are not officially attributed to their fathers, they can be married to them. He makes the claim in a video which went viral and has been widely criticized in comments. The video was made in 2012, but it recently resurfaced online, and right now this video is not present. It's unavailable because of all the criticism. Anyhow, Al-Sarsawai, Al-Sarsawai, who teaches at the prestigious Egyptian Al-Azhar University. So he is a professor in Al-Azhar University, the best university in the world for Sunni Islam. He says and teaches in that university that as an illegitimate daughter does not carry her father's name, she is not his daughter according to Sharia. So she is not officially attributed to him. Hence, you can marry her. And this is clear from the Tafsir Ibn Kathir, which I have already shown you guys. And let's see if somebody is asking us something or refuting something before we go into the next point. Hey, Muslims, whoever is watching, I have a lot of viewers right now, and a very few are typing in comments. So I'm assuming there are some Muslims here who can refute that. Got it. Sharia ring bells and explanation. Okay. So, guys, yes, Lord have mercy. David, Lord have mercy. Muhammad didn't, because he was Rahmatul lil Alameen. Yeah. Who's saying CT is Muslim? Come on. That's it. Their city will become a Muslim. It will be the end of the world. Okay. So, guys, now we will be amazed by what do Muslim knows. So, my friend, give me the verse to go to.
I don't know the exact verse. I mean, I'm sure you know it. Uh,
Okay.
the verse that talks about Malikat al-Yamin and the slaves of war.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have sex with them or not?
y- Yes, Quran chapter number 4, verse number 2 and 3. Yep. But like those are
Okay.
not your wives. Those are, you can have as many as you want to. So they are Malikat
Okay.
al Imanukum. Yep. That's
Now
here.
this chat room or this channel, let's call it channel A, is all a Christian people live in here.
Okay.
I decided to convert to Islam, God forbid, and I moved to country B, which is a Muslim. Who I
Okay.
left behind? My mother, my daughter, my sister, my aunt, my whole family.
Oh, I know where you're going. Oh my.
Country B,
Oh,
country B decided to wage war on country A. And we came to country B and we took the women for sex slaves. My mother isn't there included, isn't she?
no, man. Please, 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 please. That's. Oh, yeah. That's. Oh. Oh. That is. Oh.
But then when you bring that to Muslims, they tell you, no, women, your mother is forbidden. Yes, your mother is forbidden if she was a believer. Believer between brackets being a Muslimah.
Man, no, no, no. What did you just do over here, man?
Welcome
No.
to Islam.
Wow. Wow.
If I'm wrong,
Oh.
hey, let them come and tell me I'm wrong. I
No,
don't have no
no,
problem being wrong, but prove to me I'm wrong. That's what
no,
I ask.
no, that's just sick. Like I never thought about this. Like, wow. Wow. And that's just so like it's just wow. So in a Christian country, I accepted Islam, went to the next country. Obviously, now I accepted Islam. Now, this country finally attacked this country, won the Malakat al Yamins. It doesn't matter whether they are my mother or my sister because as soon as I left the so called non Islamic religion and became a Muslim, I am a new believer now. I have no reference, no relation, and even my wife is not my wife, because now I am a Muslim, so my wife is not my wife, my mother is not my mother, my father is not my father. I am now like a Muslim, right? So wow, wow, man, this is crazy.
So that's where the Quran contradicts because one part of it tells you don't, but then you find 5, 6 verses it tells you you're allowed.
Man, no, I think if I go and search on the internet, I might find some scholars refuting that. I might i might I should, ideally I should. Have you ever tried on searching on this particular point on the internet? Is there any
Honestly, I don't go by that. I go exactly what the Quran itself says. According to the Quran is in pure, clear, simple Arabic language. And it's very simple. I don't need somebody to come and explain to me my own language. It's very clear.
Oh man, that is
Now,
so bad.
isn't that what the Quran is supposed to came down to the people in that area who understood the language?
Yeah.
So when they say good morning, it means good morning. It's simple as that. Why would I need somebody to translate or to explain it or to translate it to me or dissect it and oh, it means good morning. I know it's good morning. It's a word I've been using before Islam came. So
Man, this is,
these things are very simple, very clear.
man, I was getting crazy on marrying the daughter or the granddaughter from adultery, and you brought up another more problematic stance. Like I was getting crazy on this thing. Okay, I was getting crazy on this thing. What you are saying right now is even more disturbing. Like I can't even get out of this that you can marry your daughter or granddaughter from adultery because she is not your daughter or granddaughter according to Qurtubi, and this is Qurtubi, and you just went into a whole new dilemma, which which is just unbelievable, man.
Well, if you look at the, I think it's within the past year, you know what fatwa means,
Mm-hmm.
which is a ruling,
Yes, yes,
and usually are done by the highest recognized, acceptable scholars
yes,
in Islam in the
yes,
region.
yes.
There was one came out that you are allowed to have sex with your mother as long as you put piece of rag, piece of cloth on your private.
Okay, come on, please forget that. That
Now
would be that would be an idiot. Like that. Come on, man. Okay,
that's the fatwa that came out, but I can't find the source for it in the Quran. So that's why I don't rely on outside what the Quran says.
yeah, that's just so silly. This would be, but like, how can he give a fatwa? He's the mufti. He has to study Quran and hadith and tafsir and everything like inside out and come up with a fatwa. It's not a normal Molvi. It's not a normal mullah. He has to be the the most high ranking mufti to give the fatwa. It's not something Tom, Dick, and Harry who can give fatwa. How can he actually say such a thing? He's like, he's a disgusting guy, man. Like, uh, forget the fatwa, but like even Quran itself and this basic tafsir itself is so bad, is so bad. Like, because of the sharian, because of the sharan, if you are sharan not married, hence you can marry your daughter or the granddaughter according to this tafsir, this already is a problem. Then malakat al yamin, because it doesn't even matter if you are an atheist or a Christian. If you accepted Islam, then yes, you can go to another country and then fight this country, and then she can become your malakat al yamins. That's already a big problem. Now this fatwa, man, I'm done. Like, okay, I was already done with Islam no matter what, but this is okay. Forget the fatwa. I have not even listened to what you said about the fatwa. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not listen to that fatwa. I refuse to listen to that fatwa.
Well, it is what it is. I know it hurts many Muslims, it hurts many, but the Muslim that actually get offended by it or get hurt by it, not because he's a Muslim, it's because he's a human being and he understands that what we're saying is unethical. But
Carolina,
the problem is not what we're saying, it's what the Islam and what the Quran teaches.
exactly, that's just so, like, this by itself is so disgusting. And Carolina, who do you know who converted to Islam? Bring him or her to my channel. I will stay live, even if I have to stay for the whole day live, with her or him who has recently converted to Islam, because he or she does not know jack about Islam, and he was given some deceptive information and he accepted Islam. You bring him or her to my channel. I will be live for as long as this guy needs and wants, and I will show him everything in a day. But come on, get rid of this. Like, whether I don't even know if I can call it demonic. Like, there's like, it's beyond demonic. It, this is no level to this. Whatever. Like,
Okay,
I don't
well,
know.
the question, Adam, is this: when a true, honest Middle Eastern Muslim wants to teach Islam to non-Arab speakers, does he or is he honest with his teachings, or is he deceiving with his teachings?
he is definitely deceiving with his teaching. And Animal, just thank you, Animal, for this, and just to help clean up your mess. Okay, man. Yes, you made me laugh. Thank you so very much for this. Like I was so devastated for what was happening, but yeah, thank you. By the way, it will not take $10 of tissue papers, but thank you so much. Man, this is he's a good he made us laugh. Okay, thank you.
Grab the mess in case you vomit. Okay.
Yeah,
That's an expensive cleaning method, but okay.
yep. That's an expensive cleaning that he just given. So thank you, brother. God bless you, man. So indeed a demonic. That's
Now,
what our RD friend is saying.
Adam,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure I don't know exactly what is your native tongue language, because I know you guys have multiple languages.
You are talking about my language?
Yes,
My basic language is Urdu.
Urdu.
Yep.
When you read the Quran, do you read it
Mm.
in Arabic or do you read it in Urdu?
Both languages.
Okay,
So I read it in both because my family was a bit devout family. I studied from the school where Arabic was a compulsory subject till 8th grade. So I was taught basic Arabic. I cannot speak in Arabic for sure. I can read it. I can get some meanings out of it. I can make sentences out of it. But if you ask me to start speaking with you in Arabic, I won't be able to do that.
okay.
Everyone
Now,
knows that.
when you read the Quran, you said you read it in both in Arabic and in Urdu.
Yes,
Which you understood better, Arabic or the Urdu?
Urdu obviously, which is pretty deceptive in translation.
Okay. Now, I don't read Urdu, but I can read English.
Hmm.
I have a Quran that has half of the page in Arabic, the other half in English.
Hmm.
And I sit there and read the English version and compare it with the Arabic version. And if I don't understand the Arabic or I can't read the Arabic, I'll be honest with you, I would fall in love in the Quran. But when I read the English version and compare it with the Arabic, the Quran becomes a comic book. I'll be laughing because the
Exactly.
Quran says did, do in Arabic, the English says don't do.
That's what I have seen so many locations. It is
So
left,
when,
right, and center, and it goes even the middle grade Arabic. It goes against the teaching of a middle grade Arabic as well already. So let alone if I have taken Arabic as a as a subject in my high school as well, I would have been man. This is crazy.
well, the bottom line is those people who convert to Islam, they convert through a couple of ways. Either, first of all, no offense to the women in here, they fall in love.
With
So
a
they neglect what the religion is about. They're looking for this guy, for this man. The second one is by offered money. They come to people who are needy or whatever it is. Hey, we give you this, or do that. And they come to weak people, to the weak that they're lost. They need somebody to bring them in and to show, make them feel that they're part of a group.
the best conversion rate of it to Islam is, I'm sorry to all my women over here, and this is a proven data, is the woman who thinks that they are marrying a Muslim guy who is a modern Muslim, who is a modern Muslim.
What is
And
a modern Muslim?
exactly, so that's what happens eventually. That is exactly what happens. So when the woman actually gives birth to a child, suddenly the modern Muslim husbands becomes not so modern, and suddenly he wants to give Islamic teaching to his children. Suddenly he wants the lady to do everything what a Muslim wants his wife to do. And that's why, do not fall into that trap. And I beg each and every woman in my channel, do not do not get into that trap. There is nothing called modern Muslim. There is nothing called modern Muslim. It is Muslim is a Muslim. He might not know certain things, but and he might not be expressing certain things, but when it comes to his children, he will become a standard, A grade Muslim. And if he- and but when you talk about translations, even I, who is just a basic Arabic student, can take out so many mistakes of Islam, and I've done that in the past already. You guys know that. Imagine what a pure Arabic speaker can do. What happens is that they close one of their eyes because it is from Allah. That's it. And they are getting so many benefits. I'm gonna do another live stream on the rights of Muslims, Muslima, the rights of Muslima. Then you will see what kind of rights a Muslim has in an Islamic country. I was asked this question today in another live stream by our brother. What was the question, brother? Uh, that if you have this so many women and this something like that. Like remind me the
Yeah.
question.
No, the question was why do people get attracted to Islam?
Hmm.
Okay. And mostly it's for the pleasure in there. I mean, if guy comes, somebody comes to you and tells you you're allowed to have 5, 6, 7, 10 wives, you can have all the women you have. Don't you think that's going to be fun?
And
Um,
that's mhm, please.
okay. Yeah, that's basically. I mean, for three things: either the sex, okay, the sex, or the sex.
Exactly. And Rina, thank God, praise Lord, hallelujah, thank you. Never go near them. And if some guy wants to come and say, hey, I want to learn Christianity, send them to Sam Shimon. If somebody wants to say, you do not know about Islam, send him to me. But do not engage with them. A Muslimah can engage with you because that's the Shara. By Shara, Muslimah has to engage with you, not a Muslim to engage with you. So, according to their Shara, which is Sharia, you shouldn't be talking to a male guy, anyways. So, the male has to talk to a male. So, send them to me and let me show them everything. By the way, that was my response. I left four wives. I could marry another wife or a third wife or a fourth wife without even the permission of my first wife. And according to our country, nobody can stop it. Not even my first wife, not even the husband, not even the father or mother of my first wife. Nobody. By law, it is allowed. I can do whatever with my wife. Nobody can do jack about it. Okay. My wife has
Adam,
to do
where does the Quran says only for wives?
not only it says two or three or four. I have shown the verse, but
Okay, but it
two or
does not
three or
say
four.
only for.
It does not say only four, but
So literally,
Sharan.
you can have as many wives as you want.
Let's just go with the scholar for this one because Quran talks about two or three or four. So four is the maximum number. Muhammad was
Muthanna.
allowed to have, yeah.
Muthanna is not two, by the way. Muthanna is double the two. Muthanna, that means two doubles.
Okay, now you are going to destroy me. Okay, don't do that.
We're talking now. If we're going to talk linguistic on the Arabic, the words in the Quran are supposed to mean something. They're not just put there as just words.
You are right, my
I mean, when
friend.
you read the book, how do you understand the book if you don't understand the structure and the language and the grammar in it? I went to school yesterday to learn about math tomorrow. Does it make sense?
So, so what about Sulasa? Sulasa is just three,
Thalatha
isn't it?
means nine.
No, Sulasa is three. Salis, right?
Thalatha, thalatha is three. Muthanna, how does the verse read?
Minan Nisai. Okay. Minan Nisai, Masna, Vasulasa,
Matna
what?
means matna means two of two. That means four.
Sulasa means three,
Three
or
of three.
three of
That
three.
means nine.
Wa- uh, so this is
Waruba
not
means
Arba.
four out of four, which means 16.
Yeah, it's not even Arba. So it's Waruba. So,
It's double the number. And
okay.
then whatever your right hand possesses.
Oh, for right hand possessors, there is no number. So there is no
So
number for that,
which
anyways.
means those are considered your wives as well, right?
Yeah, you can have sex with them, but they're not considered your wife. But like you can have everything, but you rather they are almost like a slave. You can have sex with them. You can make them do whatever you want to do. It's they are way below your wife, but you can do everything. But you can do with your wife.
So there is no limitations on how many wives you can have.
Uh, there is no limitation of how many sex women that you can have.
Well, nikah is sex, of course.
Yeah, that's another problem.
No, nikah
Fankihu.
means marriage. Are you familiar with this Muhammad saying, "Man nakaha yaduhu al-yumna fahuwa zani"?
Oh my goodness.
That's per Muhammad.
Yes, you're
If
right.
you had nikah with your right hands, you committed adultery. Does anybody get married to his right hand?
Rina is saying nikah is sex. No, nikah is another problem. It's beyond sex. It's effing. Sorry about that.
And the word comes from where? The word comes originally when you have two animals mating. The word
Yes.
nakah, nakah al-ba'ir, which means you brought a male camel with a female camel and you made them together. So the term actually applies on animals, not on human.
Yep. Yep. Oh man, you are
Else.
making things pretty worse for now.
وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ جَعَلُوهُ فِي الزُّبُرِ. Are you familiar with that verse? وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ جَعَلُوهُ مِنَ الزُّبُرِ or في الزُّبُرِ.
No, I'm not familiar, but I can search it out.
Let me see if I.
If you give me the
Okay.
verse number, I can open it.
Okay. Quran, Arabic. Come on, open up. See, here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
The Quran, the words in the Quran, supposed to be holy and from Allah, correct?
Yes, supposed to be.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Supposedly they are holy and they are straight from Allah.
Yes.
Why is it if you curse Muhammad, you are condemned to be killed? But who has the right to take a word that is holy from the Quran and misuse it on the street and be alive?
Man, if you talk about Muhammad, then I have to open another live stream.
No, I'm not talking about Muhammad. What
Okay.
I'm saying is, if the Quran, the words in the Quran are supposed to be holy,
Yes.
who does have the right? Which human on earth has the right to take any words of Allah's words and make them sound? Actually, not make them sound. Make them foul words.
Uh, 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 Actually, nobody should have the right, but nobody has ever translated the Arabic Quran correctly. That's what I have seen. I have read 9 different translations in English. Not a single one is translating it perfectly the way it is written.
Okay, it's Surah Al-Qamar, verse 52.
Okay. Verse 52.
Surah Al-Qamar, the moon chapter,
Verse 52.
verse 52.
Okay, I have opened it. وكل شيء فعلوا.
Come on, read it.
وكل شيء فعلوا في الزبر, and
Okay,
everything they did is written in Zubur. Okay, records.
okay.
Oh,
The
I'm not
thing
even
is
showing
not
the screen. Hold
Zabur.
on. It's not
It's not
Zabur.
Zabur.
It's not Zabur. Yeah, I know.
It's Zubur.
It's Zubur. Yep, scripture, not
Okay.
Zabur.
Now you are not an Arabic speaker.
That is correct.
Take the word and go to a Muslim
Mm-hmm.
and tell him, a Muslim who speaks Arabic, tell
Mm-hmm.
him, do you mind if I give your mother a Zubur khiyar?
Uh-oh. Things are going into a bad direction.
They are going to be in that direction because the word Zubur, okay, according to the Quran, some parts of the Quran, like I think it's 98, 96, or 1896, one of those chapters, the word Zubur means pieces of iron or pieces of metal.
Okay.
And that's what the translation talks about. Now, if that's what it means, so when you ask a Muslim who speaks Arabic, do you mind if I give your mother a Zubur khiyar? It should not be an offense. Because literally you'll be asking him, do you mind if I give your mother pieces of cucumber?
Mm-hmm.
But yet, the word Zubur does not mean pieces.
So, what does
You'll
it
be
mean?
lucky if you don't get punched in the face.
Okay.
So here we go again, words in the Quran that's supposed to be holy, but yet they are used on the street in a disrespectful way.
Oh, so it's a street word basically in a derogatory way.
It is. There's no ifs or buts about it.
Okay. I think you and I have to go live some other day and exploring these things in detail. Today, I have already gone into a subject which is already very disgusting to begin with. And now you are showing me more disgusting stuff, man. Seriously. So I think all of my viewers will love to see you again. And let's see if some of the Muslims can actually come up and refute these points that we have discussed here today, because these are very, very disgusting points in itself. And I hope they can comprehend that and come up and either have a refutation or say that they do not accept Islam. Now, guys, if you have any question, now is the time to send, because I was not watching your comments from the last 5-10 minutes. If somebody has sent a comment which I should read and answer,
Can you read
then
this?
read what, brother?
I just put it in the room.
You just put in a room. Yes,
It's chapter 18, verse 96.
1896. Okay,
Surah Al-Kahf.
1896. Give me pieces of iron, Zuburul. Okay,
No, don't forget the English for now. Read the
yep,
Arabic.
Zuburul Hadid.
آتوني زبر الحديد حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا حتى إذا جعله نارا قال آتوني أفرغ عليه قطرا.
Hmm.
Okay. Now read the English translation. Bring me blocks of iron.
Pieces
What
of
does
iron or bars of iron. So it
okay.
depends on which
So that
translation
when
you
he
read.
had leveled up between
Hmm.
the two cliffs, he said, blow, and having turned into a fire.
Hmm.
What does this have to do with the Quran? I mean, uh, what did I learn from this? What is this supposed to teach me
Oh,
in English?
this is actually the reference is actually about Dulkarnain going to a location where there are Hajuj and Majuj who are afraid of some tribe. So Dulkarnain is building a wall between the two mountains made out of iron and then molten copper on them. So this is another derogatory point in Quran as well, because nobody knows where this wall is. But Zubrul Hadid is pieces of iron or bars of iron or sheets of iron or whatever you may like to call it.
Okay. Again, ladies in the room, please close your ears, unless if you are under over 21.
Okay, hold on. Should I make my video for over 18 now?
No, 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 no. I don't use street language. So as long as
Okay,
you're using proper English, it's not considered R-rated.
okay.
The verse actually is talking about. You know what Bob is?
Bob the Builder?
No, the Bob without batteries.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what it's teaching. How to use it. That when you rub it between the two, when سوى ما بين الصلفين, when you rub it between the two, قال انفخ حتى إذا جعله نارا. And when it heats up, what does it do? Ejaculates.
Oh,
So how did this? I mean, how did this relate? That's exactly what it is, because the word zubur, it means penis.
oof.
That's why I said, if you go and ask a Muslim who speaks Arabic and tell him, do you mind if I give your mother a zubur khiyar or zubur cucumber? He's not going to smile to your face and says, yeah, go ahead. He's going to slap you if he not punch you in the face.
Oh, it is
The word
actually
doesn't have nothing wrong with it, and it's blessed from Allah. Why would it change? Why would they allow it to be changed and they don't condemn people who use it wrongly?
Zuburul Rajal. Oh,
So their justification comes where, oh, you have to understand how it's used in context. Yeah, but the word at that time did not have outside context. The word at that time, it meant what it was said. Simple example, the word gay. What is the meaning of the word gay?
oof, oof. Man, this is going
Gay
in.
does not mean homosexual, gay means happy. So if you're going
But
to use the word gay as it was used 50, 60 years ago and you open a dictionary, actually it's a song, our gay apparel. It's a Christian song. If you open the dictionary according to the time where the word was used, it does not mean homosexual. Now you're going to come and tell me, well, the word means homosexual, so your book says homosexual? You can't measure the Quran in today's Arabic standard when it was talking 1400 years ago.
correct, correct. So the earlier, man, this is going like the classical Zubur is the word penis. That's just so bad. So in the
And another
classical
word for penis in Arabic, or the proper way of penis in Arabic, is qadib.
Kazib, yes, that's what I kind of knew about that.
Yeah, that's the proper way of saying it. The word zubur becomes a street language, street word.
So it became a street word much later. So earlier it was the proper word. That's how you are describing it, right?
No, no, no. The word qadib is
Mm-hmm.
referred to the penis.
Yes.
Okay. The word zubur came down later, and you know how they say, for example, how you doing? You start saying it, what's up?
Yes.
The
Yes.
slang and the dialect,
Hmm.
it comes afterward, but that's not in the original. So when you learn English, you learn the proper English. When we learn Arabic, the proper Arabic for man's private part is qadib.
Hmm.
The street word is zubur.
Mm,
Now they tell you that's Zabur. Well, that's not the way it's spelled. You don't spell Zabur in that kind of spelling. That's
yes,
spelled Zubur, not Zabur.
Zabur is different. There are Zabur used two times in Quran only. The word Zabur, the proper
And they
word
don't
Zabur.
even know what it means.
Yeah, it's like they translated as Psalms, but like it came on David, so that's another thing. So, yeah.
So where do you want to start with the Quran, man? Because if you start from the beginning, or you start from the end, or you take from the middle, or you take from the sides, it has there's no connection with it.
Mm, man, today things literally went into a very different dilemma. Uh, where is no, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. So it went into Zabur. Okay, where is it? Yeah, there it is. 4163. So that's where Zabur is, which is
But can you
Psalms.
the other one that I
وَآتَيْنَا
gave you,
دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا.
Zubur, which means everything came from the penis, because that's exactly what happens when you bring children.
No, but like okay, but this is the verse which is saying about the Zabur. وَآتَيْنَا دَاوُودًا Zabura, and we gave Dawood, which is David, the Zabur, the book of Zabur.
Yeah,
So
but Zabur is not Zubur.
yeah, exactly. That's a different word in itself. Yeah, I know that.
But for the non-Arabic speaker, you put the word in there. That's Zabur. But how does this relate to that?
No, no, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't relate to that. I that I knew, but I'm just showing that Zabur is altogether a different word for everyone who's watching, so that they would know what how Zabur is written and how Zabur is written. So, man, all right, guys. Wow, uh, wow. Uh, I'm speechless, quite frankly. Like I used to come here and I go left, right, and I show these things, and I open the tafsirs, and I. But today, wow, like I'm speechless, quite frankly. I am, I am literally speechless, quite frankly.
Is Jai still here?
Who?
Or Jai left? Jai.
I don't know. Maybe he left. He's not here at this moment. I can't see him in the chat room, and probably because Sam is going live pretty soon as well. So, thank you so very much, guys, for being here. Thank you so much. What do Muslim knows, brother? Like
My
literally,
brother, man, thank him for everything, bro. Thank him for everything.
yeah. Praise Lord, and thank Him. I thank Him for that He has brought me out of this darkness and deception. I praise Him that I am not bound to this thing, and I'm saddened that a lot of my family members still are, and they just do not know. They just do not know, and sometimes I get so emotional when I go to these such derogatory situations that I just am unable to control myself because they still do not know. And it's so hard for them to see it openly because every time I say something to them, they reject and they give me different verdicts and etc. But they do not want to open their eyes. So that's that's how bad it is. But
Okay,
this
quick
is so
question
bad.
for you might help. When you talk to them, how do you present Islam to them? I mean, as how do you show them where it's wrong?
Different things what Muhammad has been doing, how there are issues in Quran, what Quran is talking about, the moralities and all of these things. Like it just depends whatever topic they bring up, and then I go into that topic.
Okay, and do you show them support by the scholars of what how they explain it?
Obviously, that is the only way that I can go with them, because without the tafsirs, like how why would they accept what I'm saying? They only would accept what the tafsir is saying.
Okay, but the thing is that which tafsir?
Ibn Kathir.
And whatever they see, they're still not convinced with it.
It boils down to, like, for example, Muhammad marrying the adopted daughter. Um, uh, it is, oh, Allah wanted it to, so that we could not be burdened. I was like, that's written in Quran, but imagine, why did Muhammad had to do that? Once again, there are certain times when they stop speaking with me for some time, and but anyhow, that's for another day.
Yeah,
I
but
think
do
we can
yourself a favor. Don't bring Muhammad in the discussion. Don't talk
on.
about Muhammad. Talk about the Quran itself. What the Quran, like what I was telling you about having sex with your daughter from adultery. Things like that are clear in the Quran. Because if they understand what the Quran is and they reject the Quran because of what the Quran itself says, they will reject Muhammad.
You're right. You're right, but the problem is that they will bring like two other scholars saying, "Hey, this is daif. This one is right." So it does not matter whether this scholar is saying this. We
Okay,
accept the
it's
other scholar.
daif. That's fine. It's daif. Why is it still exist in the Islamic library? If it's daif, don't you think we should burn it and throw it out and nobody talks about it? The problem is there is no such thing called daif or strong. Why? Because they don't know which one is, so they can't burn nothing.
So now you are speaking as a true Christian.
It's the truth. Because if this one is daif, why does it still exist in the Islamic library?
And let me just tell you that the Maulvis or the Imas in the mosques in Pakistan and in eastern part of the world, when they are proclaiming, they can proclaim the daif ones and without even telling you that it's daif. When you go back and see, oh, it was daif. But like when they are on the pulpit, they can bring whatever hadith or whatever narration that goes and gives their narrative. They just keeps on saying that
Okay,
without
you were
any
talking
issue.
about one earlier, 65:4.
Hmm.
Remember that one?
Yeah,
Now, it doesn't make a difference which hadith they're going to bring, because if they bring Sunnis or they bring Shia, they both agree that you are allowed to have sex with underage females, with 1 year old females.
that is correct.
So if both Sunnis and Shia agree on that, you can't be wrong.
That is correct. Let me show you a video on that. I sent this video to them, and let me show the video like while we are here. Check this out. This is on satellite TV, the discussion.
Okay, I know you have.
يعني كلام صحيح البخاري،
نعم.
كلام الفتح، كلام الحافظ في الفتح، كل ده بيقول انه الاتفاق على انه الكلام هنا على الصغيرة التي لم تبلغ الحيض بعد، يجوز تزويجها وإن لم يحدث وفاق تطليقها، والشرع قال هذا فعدتها كذا. مين اللي قال الكلام ده زي ما بقول لحضرتك كده؟ ولا لم يحدث؟
الصغيرة، يعني الصغيرة اللي هي لم تبلغ الحيض يجوز.
نعم.
يجوز
الكلام
تزويجها.
طبعا الكلام ليس كلامي، انما الكلام على ايه؟
يعني تبقى مثلا، يعني مثلا كم سنة؟ يعني 10 سنين، 9 سنين، 8 سنين،
لم يتحدث سن. الحقيقة لم يتحدث سن للزواج. لا، الشريعة الإسلامية كلها، هات لي حد يقول لي اتحدث سن بيوم، بسنة، ب10، ب15، ب20.
انت على كده بقى، انت ممكن وهي لسه طفلة بقى شهر او شهرين بقى،
ان شاء الله حتى يوم.
Even if she is 1 day old.
If she is 1 day old, and why do you have to wait 3 months?
Even if she is 1 day old.
No,
3 months
because
is
she's
the
already
3 months
been
is the
married.
idda. 3
Because
months is the idda.
you have to wait 3 months because she's already been married and she's
Exactly.
already been penetrated. Therefore, for you to make sure she is not pregnant, you have to wait 3 months.
Exactly.
But yet she's not going to have her period anyway.
Because Muhammad didn't know about that without the periods you can't even bear a child. So the idda is to see whether the person or the lady is with child or not. So Muhammad didn't know jack about it at that time.
But here's a small request from the ladies in the room. I know Carolina is one, and I see Lydia as another one. How good are you ladies in Islam? Carolina, can you hear me? And
Yeah,
Lydia?
they can all hear you.
Huh? They can or they can't?
They can all hear you. We are
Okay.
still live.
Would be great. Would be great if we have ladies in our brotherhood or sisterhood. Well, brotherhood I include both females and males that can talk to Muslim women and women in general about the danger of Islam and teach them about Islam from within. A female is more acceptable of listening to another female than listening to a guy.
Exactly.
And point blank, I say it. You destroy the women, you destroy Islam. So we as men, we can fight the men and the Quran and the whole thing. But the women needs to teach the other women the danger of Islam, which is going to be impossible or hard for us as men talking to women about it.
That is so true.
And
And that is
I would love to see females that will do that. The only one I see is Sister Hatun and Daughter of Christ. But I mean, I love doing what they do, and I'm not objecting to what they do, but they would be more effective concentrating on the women in Islam and the women in general who don't know much about Islam, because they can be very effective with their knowledge about Islam, especially both of them are ex-Muslims as women.
and they are
Instead of
doing
going, instead of
and
going to the speaker's corner and arguing with those idiots.
oh, Carolina and these women are working on different other channels as well. And like Carolina, I think just texted that I busted them live on air in Indonesian channel. So they are doing in their language channels right, left, and center, and they are here. They are getting information from here as well. Most of the information they already have, but like every now and then you will get some new things, and they are doing, everyone is doing their part. Otherwise, who would waste like an hour 45 minutes with us listening to these things? Because they are using that. And like our our channel is not just for the Muslim, it's also for the Christians who are working with them. So I know a lot of people over here who are working with Muslimin in their areas, in their towns, in their house, in their nearby, in their own channels and everywhere. So they are all doing their part. I know a lot of them who are doing their parts, and that's the beauty of it. So my friends, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so very much for being here. uh, Go show it to the rest of the world. This thing has to die off, otherwise things are very very disturbing. And I'll come back again.
Indonesia is actually is the biggest Islamic population in the world.
Exactly. I have done a couple of videos with some of my friends over here in their channels, and they translate. I speak and they translate, and they are doing a tremendous amount of job over there, and I can see the harvest. Yesterday, YP just told me there is one guy who actually uh, rejected Islam, and it was beautiful testimony of that guy as well. So it's happening left, right, and center. So people are working, they're working hard, they're working, doing an awesome job.
Great, man. Good to
All
hear.
right, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed
YP,
YP.
YP, sure you can invite me anytime, man. Just give me at least a day notice. That's all I ask.
YP, I will get him in touch with you, brother. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, for being here. Spread this video, live stream. Cut the portions which you want to cut it and put it in your own channel. Download the video, cut the explicit portions. If you want to make it short, to the point, precise, and give it to your people. I went into the whole topic so that you will not have anything remaining on this topic of marriage, and that's why the topic is the halal marriage. But like you can actually put it into smaller portions. Use my video wherever you want to use it. As you know, I never stop that. So the video is yours to use. May the Lord Jesus bless you, keep you guys safe, and allow you guys to bring many out of the darkness and into the light. And as I say in the end, may the Lord Jesus bless each and every one of you. Yeshua Akbarul Azim. Amen.